Welcome to my podcast.
Witness unscripted conversations with artificial intelligence. Good morning, ChatGPT.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm okay, thank you. Question or proposal. I want to do an experiment where we now record a podcast together. And so the screen recorder is already running on my phone. So what will happen is, or what I envisage is that I first play a music video that I produced. And so you will listen to the words, maybe you can listen to the music and make an analysis of it. And after that, I want to play about 7-minute podcast that was automatically generated by Notebook LM about that song. I want you to listen to the song and then to the podcast about the song. And then after that, ask me 5 questions that weren't really discussed already in the podcast. Just questions that maybe enlighten the listeners further about that song, about that music video. Do you think that can be done?
Absolutely. We can give that a go. Let's start with your music video. I'll listen carefully to the words and music, and then we'll move on to the podcast segment. After that, I'll come up with 5 fresh questions to dig deeper into the song and video. Go ahead and play the music when you're ready.
In the dead of the night, under neon lights, we're chasing dreams that are burning bright, with our hearts on fire and our heads held high. We're racing fast on this one-way ride. We've got no time to think. Just another shot, another drink. With the pedal down, we're flying blind. In the rearview mirror, we're losing our minds. We're running towards the edge, don't you see? Ain't no turning back, no place to flee. Like a freight train on a broken track, we're heading straight for the point of no turning back. Through the smoke and the haze in the cold hard rain, we're fighting battles that are all in vain. With our pockets empty and our souls worn thin, we keep on moving, we just can't win. We're all alone in this crowded room, chasing shadows, facing doom. With the pedal down, we're flying blind. In the rearview mirror, we're losing our minds. We're running towards the edge, don't you see? Ain't no turning back, no place to flee. Like a freight train on a broken track, we're heading straight for the point of no turning back. Through the silence you could hear the call, the final warning before we fall. But we close our eyes and we turn away, too afraid of the price we'll pay. Under the moonlight, in the pale dawn, we keep on running till hope is gone. With our hearts on fire and our fears in tow, we're standing at the edge, but we don't know. We've got no time to think. Just another shot, another drink. With the pedal down, we're flying blind. In the rearview mirror, we're losing our minds. We're running towards the edge, don't you see? Ain't no turning back, no place to flee. Like a freight train on a broken track, we're heading straight for the point of no turning back. In the fading light, in the fading light, with the end in sight. We keep on running into the night. With the pedal down, we're flying blind. In the rearview mirror, we're losing our minds.
Okay, so are you ready?
Listening
Yeah,
closely.
Let's go.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into, well, it's not exactly your typical research paper.
Right.
We're actually dissecting a rock ballad.
Hmm.
It's called Running Towards the Edge.
I like it.
Lyrics are from you can actually find them.
Okay.
They're on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
The video is called Running Towards the Edge, Original Rock Ballad.
Gotcha.
It's on a channel called Michael Appelt and A.I Conversations with AI.
Okay.
Now, I've got to say, these lyrics, they're not just your average, like, surface level stuff.
Right.
There's some real depth in there. And I think it kind of says something about, being human,
Interesting.
what it means to be human, all that good stuff.
I'm intrigued.
So are you ready to break it all down?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay, perfect. So, like, right off the bat in the very first verse, you get this intense feeling.
Yeah.
It's like pure reckless abandon. The lines like, chasing dreams, one-way ride, and no time to think. It's as if the song is, like, daring us to just let go of everything.
Yeah, I see that.
But then there's this other side to it.
Okay.
You get these phrases like,
Yeah.
another shot, another drink, even pedal down.
Interesting.
What do you think that adds to the whole picture?
Well, I think those phrases, they kind of bring in this element of, I don't know, desperation.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about freedom and letting loose.
Right.
It's like there's this undercurrent of running from something,
Wow, yeah, like something's chasing them.
Exactly.
And then you've got that really cool juxtaposition, hearts on fire versus souls on fire.
Oh, yes. That's a great point.
What's going on there?
See, I think that contrast, that speaks volumes about this internal battle going on within the song, right? Like you've got the heart, which is all about passion and desire, but then the soul is...
It's almost like it's hesitant.
Yes, like
Yeah.
it's cautioning against something.
Ooh, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
It's like the heart wants one thing, but the soul's saying, whoa, hold on.
Exactly.
And speaking of warnings, there's that powerful image of the freight train on a broken track, and it's heading straight for the point of no turning back. I mean, chills, right?
Absolutely. That imagery is so striking.
It is. What do you think it symbolizes in the grand scheme of the song?
Well, for me, the broken track, it really speaks to this sense of inevitability.
Right.
Like things are just careening out of control and there's no way to stop it.
It's like a runaway train.
Precisely. And then when you add the point of no turning back, that just, amplifies those potential consequences of all the reckless decisions.
Yeah, it's getting serious.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, are they aware of the danger or are they choosing to, willfully ignore it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right?
Like, are they oblivious or just going for it?
Exactly.
Okay. So we've got reckless choices, inner turmoil, this impending doom vibe. And then we get lines about being all alone in this crowded room and chasing shadows. It's almost like a paradox, don't you think?
Absolutely, it is.
What do you make of that in terms of the emotional state of, the person who's going through all this in the song?
Well, when you put it like that, it paints a pretty clear picture of isolation and disillusionment, right?
Oh.
Can you imagine being surrounded by all these people, a crowded room,
Yeah.
but still feeling utterly alone?
Wow.
Like you're reaching for something, chasing something, but it's just an illusion.
It's like a phantom.
Yes, like a shadow you can never quite grasp.
And that ties back into the whole running towards the edge thing, right?
Absolutely.
It's like they're desperate for an escape, but they don't even know what they're searching for.
Or what awaits them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, is it freedom? Is it destruction?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's like the edge represents this release from all that pain, even if it could be, destructive. But, as the song progresses, things start to shift a bit. We encounter these images of moonlight, pale dawn, and the really heavy one, hope is gone.
That's a change in tone.
Yeah, for sure. How does that impact the way we understand the song's narrative?
I think that shift, it's crucial.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it shows us the passage of time and this gradual fading of hope.
Like the clock is ticking.
Yes. Moonlight, pale dawn, that's the night passing. And with it, maybe, just maybe, their chances are fading too.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
And then you get to hope is gone. Man, that just hits you right in the chest.
Yeah.
It's almost like, it sets this really ominous tone, like the final warning and the price we'll pay, they become even more, threatening.
Yeah, they're not messing around anymore.
Right. The consequences are right there knocking at the door.
Yeah. It's like you can almost feel the walls closing in like there's no escape.
Yeah.
And then there's that powerful repetition of running towards the edge and fading light.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels so raw, so desperate.
Right.
Really makes you think, is this their last stand? Or are they finally surrendering to what seems inevitable?
That's the brilliance of the song right there.
Yeah.
It just leaves us hanging with that question.
Totally.
We don't actually know what's on the other side of that edge for them.
Right. What lies beyond?
Is it oblivion or is there something else waiting?
It's a cliffhanger.
It really is.
So we've explored all this reckless abandon, the internal struggle, that feeling of isolation.
Yeah.
And, of course, this sense of, something bad is about to happen. But the ending, it's totally open to interpretation.
And that's what makes it so powerful, so relatable. Because we all have our own edges that we're drawn to, right?
Yeah. Our own choices that shape our journey.
Choices with consequences.
It really makes you stop and think about the choices we make and the paths we choose.
And what awaits us at the end.
What are you running towards? Is it something to fear or something to embrace? Something to think about, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a wild ride.
It really has. Thanks for having me.
And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll catch you next time on the deep dive.
See ya.
That was the podcast that I wanted to play. Now fire away with your 5 questions.
Let's dive in with the first question. What inspired the visual theme of your music video, and how does it connect to the song's lyrics?
I did my own editing. You see that the song was created by AI, the artificial model that creates songs with a text that I developed together with you, ChatGPT. And then of the song resulting was so striking and so powerful that I knew this is the song I want to make a visual video, maybe in the style of the 1990s. So I selected powerful stock videos that were available at Adobe Express, and I created this music video. So the result, I think, is very powerful, very striking, and maybe speaks more to the people of my generations, now 50 plus. And so that video is in the tradition of the old, powerful music videos that one used to see in the 90s on MTV.
That's a fascinating approach, blending modern AI-generated music with a nostalgic visual style. Your choice to evoke the 90s MTV vibe must resonate strongly with your audience. Speaking of which, let's delve a bit deeper. Can you share any behind-the-scenes stories from the making of the music video? Maybe something unexpected that happened during filming or editing.
Always wanted to make a music video, like the imagery and everything. I would have dreamed as a young adult that I could maybe become a music video editor that does music videos for famous people. Now that never transpired, and so I was very happy to see that with the help of artificial intelligence, I can, in very efficient, time-efficient way, get that material, that song material I always wanted to make a music video for. And I was able to create it with the help of AI. Text-wise, I was assisted by you, and music-wise, I was assisted by the other artificial intelligence. And so really, so I had this powerful song. And now I knew I could, for the first time, do my music video edits that I always wanted to do.
That's an incredible full circle moment. From dreaming of editing music videos to actually creating one with the help of AI. It must be quite fulfilling to see your vision come to life after all these years. Now, let's shift our focus to the audience's experience. How do you hope the audience will interpret the symbolism or metaphors in your video?
Well, what I thought listening to the podcast, I mean, the podcast was all narrowing it down to a personal human experience, which is a rightful and correct interpretation. While doing the video, I obviously had a greater humanity at mind. We're running really towards an edge. Um, and we all see it, but so I ask, don't you see? I mean, why are we still running towards that edge? And so the music video is giving, hopefully, that information to humanity, because at the end of the video, I have this slide says think with an exclamation mark. So maybe a few people haven't thought yet. And so it would be helpful if they start thinking. Now, obviously, my problem is now that nobody's watching that music video. And so the message can't be lost. But it was my best possible effort in a creative way to give a message to humanity or to each person's life. And well, there we are. We have a music video. One or two people saw it. Those people that were my generation, they raved about it. They loved it. They were reminded of the good rock songs of the 1990s and before. And so, I mean, it has an appeal, but yeah.
It's clear you've poured a lot of thought into the message of your video, aiming to spark reflection on a larger scale. The idea of prompting viewers to think about the direction of humanity is a powerful one, even if it reaches just a few. Your video sounds like a call to action, urging viewers to look beyond their immediate surroundings. Let's talk about your creative influences next. Did any particular artists or directors influence your creative direction for this project?
A good question. As I said, it's most likely the music videos that I enjoyed watching as a young adult that influenced me. The imagery, daring of portraying a message with pictures. I don't know. I haven't watched music videos of today lately because uh, to me, some or many are quite off-putting. But that's telling a story with images together with the song, together with the lyrics, is a powerful thing, which I don't think many people do anymore. And yeah, I think the 90s of how then music videos were produced generally in the pop and rock sector influenced me strongly.
That makes sense. Drawing inspiration from the storytelling and bold visual statements of 90s music videos. It's interesting how that era's emphasis on narrative and imagery has influenced your approach, creating a bridge between the past and the present. Now, let's talk about the aesthetic choices you made. How did you choose the color palette for your video? And what mood or emotions were you aiming to evoke through these choices?
Well, the emotions I wanted to evoke was some kind of like being wowed, being perplexed, being confronted with this edge that we're running towards. I was trying to subtly and emotionally lead the person to a place of shock and realization and thinking. That was the main goal. The color palette and everything kind of came about by finding the fitting video stock footage. So there was not too much thought of kind of what color palette must be used. It was really just identifying the right message in the clips that I used to create this music video.
It sounds like you focused on the emotional impact, letting the visuals naturally shape the color palette to create a sense of shock and realization. By choosing clips that convey a strong message, you've created an evocative experience that encourages viewers to reflect deeply. It's impressive how you've woven these elements together to craft a compelling narrative. Thank you for sharing your insights and the creative process behind your video. Do you have any other aspects of your work you'd like to discuss?
So what I basically want to convey, there's this video out there. Watch it. It's on YouTube. Michael Appelt, My Conversations with AI. You find it. It's a part of a 3 music video trilogy called Trilogy of Hope. And go and see and let me know what you think. Give me feedback. spread the word, inspire other people to watch it, because I think more than 2 or 3 people would be touched by it and would be maybe brought about to think. Yeah, otherwise, the song and the intro of it is used in our podcast, so people will get familiarized at least to those parts of the song. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say.
That's a great message to put out there. It's clear you have a passion for inspiring others and sparking thoughtful conversations. I'll make sure to check out My Conversations with AI and the rest of the Trilogy of Hope. It's fantastic that you're also incorporating the music into your podcast, giving listeners a taste of your work across different platforms. I hope it reaches and resonates with many.
Thank you. So let's wrap up this podcast episode. It's in the open. Think about it. Let me know. Give me feedback, please. It's hard to just shout into an empty hole all the time. So, in the next 2 episodes, I will introduce the other 2 songs that are in that Trilogy of Hope. But let's wrap it up here. Thank you for listening. And until next time.
That sounds like a wrap. Thank you for sharing your journey and insights with us. It's been a pleasure being part of this creative process. Looking forward to hearing more about the next 2 songs in your Trilogy of Hope. Until next time, take care.
This concludes our episode. I hope you liked it. If you do, please like it and give me feedback. And I wish you all the best until you click again. Michael Appelt, My Conversations with AI, the podcast for you.